Yeah. It's that time. We've been pushing. I've known you for like 10 years now, ne?
I've known you for 10 years, brother.
That's good.
It's been a while.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
We're busy chopping. Me and Oti, one thing about us, yo, we get into it, dog. Like I think I last saw you. I saw you at the show.
I saw you at the show the last time, but we couldn't talk. You know, you're always busy.
Yeah, but one thing about us, we get into it, dog. We get into it. Now we're talking money, creativity. It's always the chat.
been the case.
It's always the chat. Tell us, dog. Like, what do you do?
I'm an interior designer for Goodwood Boards.
Yeah.
And I specialize in shop fitting and joinery making for high-end residential markets.
Issue high end.
Yeah.
And what does like your day-to-day entail?
My day-to-day, I basically get into the office, engage with clients, walk around the warehouse. I also engage in programming. I recently learned a program called Polyboard, deals with joinery making. So I generate drawings for that, generate cutting lists. Then I also ideate as well using Revit and Photoshop. So that's my day-to-day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's creativity throughout.
Throughout. How do you find like that industry? Like, how's that industry looking right now? Because you've pretty much always been able to get a job. It may have taken a while before, but you've always been able to get a job.
Yeah, I've always been able to get a job. You remember when we first started, I used to do product design. From product design, I was freelancing for some time. So now I'm actually doing what I like, which is shop fitting. So, yeah.
How's the industry?
The industry, so it's a bit tough considering the fact that it's quite congested. There's a lot of creatives that are coming in the space. There's new minds as well. So it's just like being an artist. One day there's Casper, the next day there's a new artist coming in the game. So you just need to stay sharp in what you do.
And like one thing we were just discussing now is like, obviously my biggest dilemma is balancing 9 to 5 with your passion. But at least the position that you're in is dope because your 9 to 5 still feeds your passion. Like, what would you say outside of work would you be spending your time doing? Like, if you had to like start your own thing, what would that thing be?
You remember I spoke about product design.
Yeah.
I think I'd love to explore more on product design. I also work a lot with my friend BK.
Boise.
Yeah, the Boise.
Yeah.
So there's always something creative that we would like to do. We recently worked on like creating rugs. He won a competition, so we wanted to explore more of that.
So by product design, you mean actual like usable interior?
Yeah, usable, tangible products.
Yeah.
Yeah, so from your rugs, like I said, from what you call your desks, your pedestals, you know, there's a variety.
That's fly. I think like it's in knowing people like you that I also had a different view on like art, because it's not just like the piece that's on the canvas, it's like the mug, it's the t-shirt, it's the, you know, all the different type of items that can be attached to it, because all of it is about like enhancing your experience, right?
Yeah.
Like enhancing your living experience. So now let's talk coins, boy. Because now
that's the main source of living.
Is it though?
Without coins, I believe that You always disagree with me when it comes to this.
Boy, you can live without coin.
Yeah, you were saying.
So obviously now we're in a place where we're doing what we have to do, and thank God we can do what we can do. You know what I'm saying? But like obviously we kind of get to a place where in order for you to even develop your products, you need coin, right?
Yeah,
But
definitely.
the thing that I'm more kind of obsessed with is what kind of like what kind of steps and processes do you take if you don't have the security of your salary?
That's a difficult question because if you don't have coins, you obviously need marketing.
Yeah.
And if your product is not out there, then how are you going to gain that source of like security? So I believe you need to start somewhere, build your product, then the coins will eventually see themselves through. I believe.
So you know, like like for instance today, you know, I was sitting with a question that asks like, even in terms of creativity, right? Do you produce better with or without? Okay, because why I asked that question, we've seen people, spaces, and brands that have budget, but the execution doesn't bang.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah.
And you see that the people who are kind of bubbling have the idea and the creativity might not be met with the budget to execute, but you can see that this idea is fire, like it makes you feel something. So as someone who kind of sits in between the two spaces of like being creative and now having touching a little bit of coin, in your own experience, when do you produce your best work?
I think when there's no source of money, because that's when you're hungry. So you have nothing to lose at the end of the day. Whereas when you're working for corporate or a private company, you need to deliver a product and you need to get paid for it. So sometimes it's not based on your own idea because there's someone behind the idea, like you might create something and your boss man doesn't
Doesn't vibe
like it, and you have to do changes. Whereas when you by yourself, like it's your project, you have full control over it. So I believe you're at your best when you don't have that source of income.
but only creatively, because
But
then
creatively, yeah,
because when the boys are going for lunch, you're staying
you're
behind.
staying behind, and that might also affect you. But that means you have to push harder,
Yeah,
to get where you want to go.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why community also kind of becomes important, because
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it would be your community's responsibility to pick you up when you can't, but it's kind of it's a thing of like you have your people that kind of understand where you at,
Where
what you're
you-
doing, because like that's been the case. Like I mean, some of the times I don't see you for months, bro.
Yeah.
And in those months, best believe I'm not like living my best life necessarily, you know what I mean? Like I'm in a space where like I'm developing something, you know what I mean? Or like I'm working or whatever the case may be. But then fortunately I've also always had like the idea and the habits of showcasing what I do, because if you don't see me for a year, at least there's an exhibition
There's
and you
an
can see
exhibition.
you can see what I've been going through in a storytelling format. You can see how I've developed and packaged it and all of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? And that's the beauty of community. So it's like even if you decide that like you know you're gonna burn the boats and just chase the thing, like you can definitely dial up, because there'll be hands that catch you. I think another thing that's really interesting actually when I'm thinking about this is like maybe it takes a certain type of personality.
As a creative, it takes a certain type of personality.
Yeah.
You can't be ordinary as a creative.
Yeah. Especially the type if you want to take the risk.
Yeah, if you want to take a risk, you have to have a certain edge, and that personality is also a factor. But speaking on community, you can't do everything alone. You definitely need the people behind you. You need a support structure. Although, like you the creative, you know. For instance, you're a graphic designer, you're a multimedia designer, and you're engaging with me. Maybe throughout this conversation, you can pick up something that might give you some sort of inspiration or some sort of motivation. So it only depends on the people you have by your side.
No, 100%. I think one of the things, I mean, like, even in Sgela, I'm sure I was chilling with like one or two graphics or multi students, but I was spending a lot of time with the
Yeah,
interior
you're spending
people.
a lot of time with us.
Yeah, I was
At
spending.
some point, we thought that you were doing interior
Nah,
design.
I was spending all my time with the interior peeps because it was also like I really appreciate that scale of design and consideration. You know, like doing spaces. Like, I mean, around the time we started chilling, you were doing a lot of like circular.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of organic design. It was a phase.
Yeah, bro, and that shit used to blow my mind, bro. It's
Yeah.
like, yo. And like I'm like, it's like you saying this is for people to walk through, like that's crazy for me, you know. So yeah, I've always been fascinated with spaces, and I think that's also why I ended up like kind of pursuing Clubhouse, and even it's like the Bauhaus type of aesthetic is because it's something I was exposed
Yeah.
through knowing people like you. But yes, it's actually crazy, bro. Like time is gone.
Which brings you back to the fact where you say you explore more when you don't have money. You know.
I mean,
Cause
not necessarily money.
yeah.
Because like right now I don't have time. I have money. I don't have time. So it's the deficit of time makes me go in and I'm like potent with it. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
But it's also it's like a positioning thing because I think I need to spend more time being in the spaces where I'm positioning myself right, and I
Yeah.
don't think I can do that behind the desk, you know. So I appreciate the time that I don't have. Funny, I appreciate the time that I don't have to be able to make the art that I'm making because I'm being smarter with the execution.
Yeah, you're being smarter.
Yeah. So I don't think it's necessarily being creative without money. It's being
Yeah.
creative without something.
Without something, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the resistance is very important to be able to like push through. Awe, boy. Yeah, this is Words Make Pictures.
Thank you for having me.
Awe, shout out.
Shout out. That was a good one.
Yeah, it's always like